Yeah, I want to teach a method of what I call these waste molds. So basically, I'm going to turn this into something that stays inside a cement planter. So this will basically be encapsulated with cement. This will stay inside. I will not make an effort to get it out. It stays inside. That's why it's a waste mold. What's nice about these waste molds is you can make 20 at a time, 10 at a time. If you end up getting a product from delivered to your house, you could use that box, all different sizes. If you have different heights, they look good next to each other. So there's many options with these cardboard boxes. So I have a product, it's an acrylic sealer. And basically all I want to do is get a coat on here. And there's two options. You could let this dry out overnight. So you have this material on here, or you could wrap it in fabric right away. It's up to you. And of course, it has to start to rain. Every cement planter video, we have rain. So I'm going to finish coating this up, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to set it onto fabric. So give me a couple minutes. I'm going to get this all covered, and then we'll start doing the fabric part. Yeah, there's something really important I have to mention about this. When you're using something that is not mixed with water, these boxes, these cardboard boxes don't melt as easy. And what I mean by that is, so I've put all this vinyl acrylic on here, and it basically hasn't made the box collapse or feel wet or fall apart. This is a new fabric from Sika. It's I'll put the link, the name of the fabric in the link. So basically all I do is I tilt this over. I leave enough room everywhere. I squish it into the fabric everywhere. Then I'm going to fold this out. And I don't want to get all this glue on the fabric. So I'm just going to cut it. Be a little bit generous with this. Don't make it too short because adding is harder. Now I want to mention that this fabric is paper thin. You can see through it. It is incredibly weak. And what I mean by that is you can basically just do this and you can see all the little fibers. But the moment you soak this in any type of cement or sealer or whatever it may be, it goes incredibly hard, like beyond anything you can imagine. So the only thing I didn't do right is I want to wrap the fabric around the inside just to make it that much stronger. It's rain. This doesn't have to be pretty. All you're trying to do is get something that you can put inside a cement planter. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to wrap this, work it in, wrap it around. Okay, one side done. Two sides done. Going to cut this. Cut this. Fold it down. Cut this. I got to cut down here to bend it. Okay, gonna fold this. And you see how nicely this fabric folds because it's so paper thin. I got to come to the front. I can't figure it out without seeing it. So I'm just going to cut this. And that's going to allow me to do this. The fourth side is going to be a little bit more complicated because that's where everything ends up. Okay, now we have extra fabric. I'm just going to fold it up. And I put some more glue on this. And you don't really care what this looks like. It should look decent, but it doesn't have to be perfection because this is going to be inside the planter. And what I'm trying to do is not to cut the fabric too much, just to keep it nice and strong. Okay, so all my trouble is now in the front. Everything is in this area here, which I have to deal with. I just have way too much fabric here in the front. I'm just going to wrap this up. I'm going to put this section first. Looky, looky. Okay, the box is packaged everywhere. Just got to make one more cut here on the very bottom. There's many ways to wrap this box. You could cut pieces, you could do all kinds of things. But basically, there's my shape. We're going to let this dry. We're going to make the next box. And then what happens is we are going to make a cement box for this because this waste mold is basically going to just disappear into the cement. So we're going to let this dry overnight. And then tomorrow we're going to make a box and put this inside the box and make a cement planter out of this. So remember this idea of creating waste molds will make a big difference for you to make all types of planters because you don't have to get this out. And that makes it so much easier making planters where you don't have to get the material actually out. Listo? Yeah, it's the next day. These boxes have dried completely. They're waterproof to some extent, so it's going to be enough to make a cement planter as using these as a waste mold because this will not absorb cement very easily, the water that's in the cement. Okay, we have the two sizes. Now what we're doing is we're making the boxes where they go in. And what I like to do is I always stagger them in such a way that they go around and they're extra long. So in these corners, I'm going to put extra supports. There's another one going there. And by doing this, I have an open shell and I can easily get this apart from the outside. That's why I do it like this, because I have the extra space. This box goes inside here, goes to the top, and that gives me the space that I need to fill in with cement. So stay tuned. We're going to finish making this box and the second box, and then we're going to start casting the cement. Filled up all the seams here with plasticine so that nothing leaks. One of the problems, if you have water leaking out of your cement, it leaves these funny marks, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but it is very hard to control. Okay, so we're going to finish these up and then we're going to start mixing this red industrial cement. Yeah, we're going all the way around, filling it up. The box is still incredibly strong. Phenomenal. Aquí arriba, ponla aquí arriba. Yeah, I'm putting a row of white cement on here. It just makes it look very peculiar and interesting. That's why I like to do this. Okay, so this is ready for demolding tomorrow.
We were so amazed how much cement or concrete this tiny little planter consumed. It's unbelievable how much cement went inside this container.
Okay, so this is a red one. Now we're going to make a white one with white Portland cement, just so it looks more, we want to really show that industrial look. So white or gray with no finish is what we're after. This is red with no finish, just a square edge. And we're going to see how this one turns out with white now. And going to start to fill it up. The vibrating helps immensely getting this settled and in place correct. Okay, making a white mix. We've got fine sand and white cement. Okay. I'm happy with that. This guy's going in. Square it up. Okay, now I'm going to start filling it. Equally all the way around. Very important to go equally. This mix is a lot less stony than the red one, so it goes in a lot easier. It's really important to make sure that you balance this guy. Just keep an eye on it. It will move. It will suck itself to a place you don't want it. So you just got to pay attention. It's strong enough to move around. Just going to update this. And when you have this full of sand, you can also push it around a bit. Makes it a lot easier when there's sand in there to line it up where you want it. Okay, cement again. Ooh, this is a nice mix. Again, make sure you go around equally because it really puts the cardboard in its right place. Our sand here in Ecuador, where we are, is very blue. It has, I guess it's the origin is very shale-like, so it's a very bluish color. And it makes this cement actually change a little bit of color, the white cement. Rodrigo, vibrador. Okay, pass. Whoa! Okay, vamos. That was fast. It doesn't have as many rocks in it, so it settles really nicely. Hard to see when you're not high enough. White Portland is a very strange material. It's very different to same properties, but it just works so differently when you're using it. It mixes more like a cream than like a rough surface. Whoa. Okay. Está levantándose. This is lifting itself up from the vibration. Need more weight. So what that means is I'm going to have a thicker bottom on this guy. This is really the only thing you see in the planter when it's finished because it's going to have plants in it. So you want this edge to be nice and equal. Yeah, really speaking, the filling is the hardest part because you have such a small space. Gentle. Okay. That's it. It's lifting itself up. The vibration, the cement's going under it and making the base really thick. So I'm just going to level this up. Necesita algo de blanco? Okay, last thing I'm going to do is put some white again just to dry it off and to give it a strange look. Okay, we're going to clean up, put a tarp over this, and tomorrow's demold time. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm going to take this apart. It's already coming apart because of the moisture in the cement. Okay. Okay, wow. This looks really good. It's got a bit of a blue tinge because of the sand we use. It's very bluish, very dirty looking. Okay, so it does look very industrial. A very nice look to it. Okay, we're going to clean these up and then I'm going to plant them up and then everything will be done. This planter had a bit of a mystery. It was using so much cement, but there's nothing that happened here. So it must have just been that the planter required so much cement. Okay, so the fabric is quite loose. So I'm actually going to pull it out. I said I wouldn't release it, but why not? So it's like a bag, comes right out. There we go. That's the advantage of having a bag inside, these cardboard containers that we made. And they come out complete. And the inside of the planter is completely clean. I just need to drill some holes for the drainage and it's ready to go. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the white one. This is better than a piece of plywood because you can get at it. There you go. That's how nicely it releases. Yeah, I'm going to clean these guys up. We're going to plant them with some nice succulents or something smaller, and we'll show you the finished product. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit of sanding, getting rid of some of these fibers, getting rid of the plasticine that we used in the corners. And it's nice to cut this edge down a bit so it's not so sharp. You know, this is a typical planter where you pay $80, $90 for them. And you made them, if you make them yourself, it's a lot more rewarding. So I'm going to finish sanding both these guys up, and then I'm going to get them ready to plant. I'm taking the white off. I'm flattening it, not really taking it off, but I'm making it nice and clean looking because there's too much white. This modern minimal look is quite attractive and quite useful in the house. This is a great planter for inside your house as well. Yeah, we're going to start planting this up. There's a real nice relationship between succulents and cement planters. They really do well together. It's like a symbiotic sort of mechanism where the cement holds the moisture and gives it off nicely. Something taller here. I'm going to do the same in this. So here's a rough idea what you can do with this modern minimalism square planter like this. We got these two set up here. This will grow in really nice. The holes were drilled. We get 2 extra growing bags out of the deal. So all in all, it's a win situation. These succulents will take over. The green looks great against the white. The green looks good against the red. So try this out. Not hard at all with this cardboard insert. These are the hardest molds to make, the hardest shape to make because it's 90 degrees up and there's no way to release this very easily. So with these bags in the middle, everything works out a lot easier. As a little side note, these bags that came out, I'm going to use them as seed bags. So they're actually really useful because the pressure from the soil pushes the walls out and maintains it perfectly. So we can use this as a seed bag, and it's going to make a big difference for us having these extra containers. So nothing goes to waste. That's the whole concept, is you have to use everything that comes out of a project like this. Look at that. That gets seeded, ready to go.